talking, I think they kind of speak for themselves, but where's Mike? Mike, my chief of staff over here, you did all right, buddy. Thanks. How about the rental truck back there, the rental bus back there? That's pretty badass. Thank you so much for being here. And as you know, we usually do this kind of stuff at headquarters, but we have a partner here in the Autonomous Hotel, and it just seemed to me that it was appropriate for us to do this here in the parking lot of the most technologically advanced hotel on the planet, because I'm trying to also be the most technologically advanced police department on the planet. So it's a perfect place for us to be here. Where's Philippe at? There he is over there. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for hosting for us. The vision at Metro has never changed. I'm committed to be the safest community in America. And what does that mean? That means that we have to constantly involved, not just in how we police, but in how we equip the men and women of law enforcement to go out there and do their jobs. There's lots of people that have lots of things to say about technology and the use of technology in policing, which is part of the reason that we have SWAT trucks here, we have robots here, we got a robot dog over there. This is just the next evolution in keeping our community safer than it's ever been, and we're going to continue to drive that as we move forward. Today we're taking that step to also introduce these Tesla Cybertrucks to you and also into our patrol fleet within the next 2 weeks. They look a little bit different than the patrol cars that we have out there, but they represent something far bigger than just a police car. They represent innovation. They represent sustainability. And they represent our continued commitment to serve this community with the best tools that we have available, safely, efficiently, and responsibly. We're going to use these patrol trucks out in the patrol function, responding to critical calls like barricades and shootings across our valley. You might see the tactical vehicle that's written on the back of each one of these. They're going to be at every area command. They're going to have special equipment in them, and they're going to be utilized to keep our cops safe. Ladders, shields, additional ammunition, less lethal tools, all of the things that are out there that are going to continue to help us save lives. These trucks are high performance, and they're built tough to handle everything from Fremont Street to Red Rock Canyon. Cops are going to look kind of cool in them too, right? They're practical, they're powerful, and they're designed to make our job that much safer. They're a little bit different, so we had to test them. We had to train with them, and we had to listen to the feedback from our cops about how they work. I promised to take better care of our police officers than we ever have, so they would take care of this community better than they ever have, and this is a part of that. I also think it's going to be a pretty heck of a good recruiting tool for us as we move forward. I think Nick and his folks are already starting to see some increasing in our recruitment. And then the airport shuttle bus behind us, we're doing everything it is that we can to make sure that our staffing remains under 3% so we can serve this community better than we ever have. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank Ben and Felicia Horowitz. Their generosity is the reason we're able to purchase these Cybertrucks at zero expense to the taxpayer. I want to say that again because I see a lot of the criticism out there that I spent money. Not one taxpayer dollar went to buying these Cybertrucks. That was completely to the generosity of Ben and Felicia, who understand the importance of incorporating technology into policing. Some other folks I'd like to thank: Ben Schaefer and his team at Unplugged Performance and Upfit, they're over here, for outfitting the Cybertrucks so they're ready to do the mission. So it's not just your everyday run-of-the-mill Cybertruck. They went down to California to upfit and got all the great stuff put on these trucks, and they're remarkable and they're one of a kind. Philip Dominguez at Ink and Architectural Expo, who wrapped these beasts. Philippe, thank you so much. Harry Reid International Airport for providing the bus to help with the recruiting efforts, and Social Butterfly World for coming up with the designs and the materials for the shuttle. And again, I'll say, Mike, you guys all exceeded my greatest expectations on these things. Everything is fantastic. Thanks for your help with this vision. Nicole Hart, and Steve Angelo with their teams in the radio shop and fleet, who not only assisted in getting the vehicles ready for patrol, but making sure that we have all the tools necessary to equip each one of these so our cops go home safely every day. And most importantly, I'd just like to take a minute to thank my cops that are out there doing the toughest job on the planet. You deserve the best. You deserve to be paid the best, equipped the best, and trained the best. And this is just the beginning as your sheriff as we continue to move forward. I also like to thank members of my Metro Multicultural Advisory Council that came today and continue to represent our community in making this a better police department. And as we continue to grow and become the most technologically advanced department, we're going to continue to lead the way here in Las Vegas. Thank you again for all being here. I'm proud of this department, proud of these officers. And before I do that, I would also we've got a little present for you, Philip, because Philip also donated all of his services, all of the wrap. And we don't give these badges out to just anybody, but you got one, buddy, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, any potential questions anybody might have, I'll be happy to answer. If not, we'll open up the trucks and let you guys go check them all out. All right, I'll be available afterwards. Thank you very much for coming.